happened?
Hey everyone, it is Ripper here. Once again, I find myself reading police reports and other things and comparing it to video camera footage and scratching my head. What happened in Glendale, Arizona? Let's look into it. Let's compare. You all know what to do. Put a 1 in the comments if you think this stuff does not match with the video footage. If you think everything matches, put a high 5 in there for the police. All right, so first thing we're going to look at is this media release by the City of Glendale. This was released 4 days ago. It says at approximately 7:30 p.m., officers Matt Snyder and Mark Lindsay contacted the occupants of a Ford Taurus after Officer Snyder, who was driving the police cruiser, observed a traffic violation. So I'm going to play the interview of Officer Mark Lindsay, who was in the hospital. So there's an interview done there. They took him to the hospital. They did an interview there. And I guess Officer Lindsay and Officer Snyder couldn't meet up and get their story straight. Another thing in this media release here, right down below here, it says that upon contact, officers discovered that the driver did not have a driver's license and began to address an observed seatbelt violation. So let's go to the interview at the hospital and let's see if Officer Lindsay's interview matches up with this media release.
What happened?
We were pulling into the Motel 6 parking lot from the north through the main area. We saw a vehicle pull in. They made contact or saw us and did an immediate reverse and backed up into a spot. So their suspicious activity prompted us to go out and at least try to have a conversation with them.
Okay, according to Officer Lindsay here, it was suspicious activity that prompted them to go have a conversation with them, not a traffic violation. So let's keep going here.
I went up to the driver's side door while Officer Snyder went up to the passenger side. I made contact with the male driver who was still seated in the vehicle and a female who was in the back seat behind the driver's side. There was also 2 small kids inside the back seat as well. While talking with the passengers, the female asked if she could step out because it was hot in the vehicle. I granted her the ability to get out, told her just to stand back by the vehicle so I could at least keep my eyes on where she's at. Officer Snyder, my partner, was over dealing with the passenger. In his conversation, he kept saying, stop reaching down there. I could see that the passenger was trying to put his hands down between the...
Well, I'm going to stop it again right here because I have yet to hear anything about a seatbelt violation. And at this point, this officer goes to the other side of the vehicle where the passenger is.
The seat in the middle console. Officer Snyder kept saying, you know, quit tensing up on me. He refused to give him his name and information, kept asking why. I could tell that it was kind of going a little bit south with Officer Snyder, so I started to go around to the other side to try.
Okay, I'm going to stop this right here. If you want to see the entire interview, you can go to 12news.com and watch it there. There's nothing else from this interview that I need to put in here. This guy, of all the people, he might be the one that told the most truth. There is no mention of a traffic violation. It was suspicious activity, and suspicious activity is not a crime. There was never any talk of a seatbelt violation by him either. At this point, he goes to the other side of the vehicle. In the video, there's no mention of a seatbelt violation. So far, just the first half of the page of the city media report doesn't look like it matches to me. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is the attack that happened to him where he got hit with the bag in the head. And this is the footage that the police actually released. So let's take a look at this. Okay, here's what the police released. This is in real speed. You're going to see right there, boom. There was a bag. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. Right there. Now, it's not going very fast, but that really doesn't matter. There is right there, and there is a hit to the head, which knocks him back. I'm going to play it in slow motion here. So in case you're not seeing it, you can see there's a bag lifted and pop right there. So he definitely got hit with something, no doubt. And that might be what helps this case, is because if he would have been able to visit with his partner, they would have probably had the traffic violation story down to a T. But he didn't discuss a traffic violation. He says suspicious activity. Okay, on to the next thing.
How y'all doing? You guys staying here?
No, not yet. I'm just
Not yet.
about to get a room.
Okay.
I'm about to get a room.
Okay, so now we have the driver of the police car. He gets out, and instead of going to the driver's side to talk about a traffic violation, he goes to the passenger side and asks, "Are you all staying here?" Now, to me, that seems like that goes along with the suspicious activity story that Officer Lindsay was talking about in his interview in the hospital. Are you guys staying here? Because if you're not, what are you doing? You seem suspicious. So let's let this continue. I'm not going to play this whole video because it's just way too disturbing.
You guys got your IDs on you real quick? All of you. Hey, when you turn in here, man, just make sure you throw your turn signal on for us. Just, yeah, that's all it is. Nobody has their ID on them?
No.
Anything with your name on it? Yeah, just grab it out real quick. Nothing in the car there shouldn't be, right, anybody? No. Nothing?
Why are we even
You don't have a driver's license, then? No, I don't. Do you have a driver's license? I have my ID.
Thank you. Number 22. Be code 6 at 7116 North 59. It's Arizona Charles Bravo 2772.
Can I go rent the room or
Not, well, just hang on a minute, okay?
Yeah, just hang here for just a few seconds with us. The action is just hang here.
Don't reach in your bag, man.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You said you don't have no ID. I don't want
No,
you
no, I
reaching in
don't.
there. What's your name?
Why am I even being asked?
Well, you don't have ID, and then we made a. Yeah, if you're a passenger in a vehicle, you need to have your
Why is
ID.
that? I have an ID. I don't have to give it to you. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, well, I could take you down to the station and
For what?
fingerprint you. Because we made a traffic stop on the vehicle, brother. That's
I
it.
didn't. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not doing nothing. I just, you know what I mean? I'm just here trying to help the
Listen,
girl.
we could do this one of two
No,
ways.
okay, relax for a minute, please. I mean,
No, I'm going to relax. Listen. Listen to me. We're going to...
I don't have
Don't.
nothing, dude. All I want.
Okay, I don't want you stuffing anything down in between the seat like you're doing. Relax. Keep your foot in there.
Okay, stop, please. I didn't do anything wrong, man.
Here's the deal. You tense up, I'm going to...
Okay, so let me stop it right here. The passenger, I thought, did a really good job at trying to de-escalate the situation. He even told the officer, whoa, calm down. Calm down. Relax, or whatever it was he said. Now the officer has opened the door and gone hands-on. You see his hand has a hold of this guy's arm. He's got a taser between his head and shoulder, like around his neck area. Now, all this guy did was ask, why do I have to identify? I haven't done anything wrong. And he's absolutely right. But apparently this officer has a gun and a badge, and that gives him more power than the power of the Constitution, I guess. I'm going to leave it right here. I'm not going to show the video because it's just too disturbing, and I've seen it one too many times. But for this to escalate into where it did, and this other officer and the other officers around to not stop it, is very, very disturbing. And what's more disturbing is that this guy stayed on the force, and as far as I know as of today, he's still on the force, but it wasn't until 14 months later that he was suspended for 3 days, for 30 hours, and that was 4 days after the lawsuit was filed. So for 14 months, he's out running the streets. Who knows what he done to people? Maybe nothing. Maybe something worse than this right here. And the kicker, this guy spent 2 months in jail for doing nothing wrong. So I'm not going to go into the other reports because the video is already over 10 minutes. But I can tell you, that go look up the report in the link where they wrote this officer up and suspended him for 3 days. They basically said that this guy did not do anything wrong. He was not resisting. Yet when the city releases their report, they say that he was resisting and all this other stuff. So I'll put all this stuff in the links in the description so you can go read all this stuff on your own. 11 minutes is too long for a video. And, you know, put a 1 if you think stuff doesn't add up here. Put a 5 if you think everything looks fine to you. Have a good day. Stay safe out there and know your rights, people.
Listen to me. Listen to me.